What's happening, guys, and welcome down to another video right here on Theme Park in Swansea. And today we're back at Drayton Manor to do something a little bit different. We're going to be walking up the Wave. Now the Wave is the park's intimate former stand-up, now sit-down roller coaster, and it's the first time that the park has chosen to do something like this, because ordinarily, as far as I'm aware, they've never done track walk experiences. Well, Jake, who is one of the main people here, has organised it all. Theme Park Jake, I'll put his links in the bio below. And yeah, basically we're going to be able to walk up the lift hill, taking the views from the top. I can use a wrist mount, so I can take you guys along with me as well. And also, as well as all that, we also get an insight into kind of the operational side of things, how it all works, behind the scenes look, and so much more. So join me as I walk the Wave here at Drayton Manor for the first time. Let's go. So, Shockwave, as it was known, first opened at the park in 1994, and it opened as a 7-Up Shockwave. Now, it was one of 3 roller coasters to open up that year, because of course we got Pepsi Max Big One, and we also got Nemesis at Alton Towers. Now, in the early 2020s, it was rethemed and also overhauled to be a sit-down coaster, which took away its UK's only kind of status as the only UK stand-up coaster. I don't think that was a bad thing. I still think that was good. Now, the walk itself takes place for roughly around about an hour and a half to an hour and 3/4. Begins at 5:45 at the entrance to the ride, and you can use a wrist mount, which is good. So as I said earlier, I can capture as much as possible. But I'm really looking forward to this. It should be really exciting. So without further ado, let's get to the Wave. And at present, the park is still open, so might as well go for a ride before it shuts. I mean, what better way to start our walk the track experience than by riding the ride we're actually going to be walking up. Well, no filming the ride. See you on the other side. Let's go. Yep, she's still got it. Oh, and back end of the day, she's absolutely flying. Right, now it's a waiting game. Well, a few facts then about the Wave, or as we used to know it, Shockwave. Well, it reaches heights of up to 120 feet, which means I'm going to be climbing up to 120 feet. It's Drayton Manor's largest roller coaster and still remains a firm favourite with those that visit to this day. On top of it as well, it reaches up to 53 miles an hour and has 4 inversions, all of which were ordinarily designed to be stand-up. But as a sit-down, it's still way more re-rideable and just more comfortable overall. But as I said before, the park is literally now just about to shut, and at 5:45 we meet here. So, as I said, waiting game. We'll just begin the tour with an introduction. So the 7 is on this tonight, which is going to be quite good. We're going into the PLC room. Probably not going to be able to show you that. So, yeah, looking forward to this.
A few moments later.
Well, that was really interesting. So we basically got a little bit of a look inside the PLC room, which is effectively the plant for the ride. It's where all the main computers are that operate it all. And maintenance in there can see everything. We're going the wrong way. Maintenance can see everything that the ride operators can. So that was really cool. But we also got a sneaky peek into the rapids as well, river rapids, which I didn't expect. So that was quite cool. Thanks to Jake for the info. Anyway, apparently as part of your experience, you get 2 additional rides by yourselves on the Wave. So, of course, we've got to do that.
Would be closing for the end of the 2023 season, and that's what's called the theme of Adventure Cove is. It's about a dangerous seaside town.
So we just had those 2 additional rides. That was great fun, really. I didn't expect an ERT, and that was quite cool, so I'm pleased that's kind of included. On top of that as well, we just had a bit of history about, obviously, the attraction, the reason for the trains, that sort of thing. And now we're going to go harness up.
Right, bit different on why we've got 2 lanyards, okay? As you know, when we come out of the station, you're on the transfer track.
All harnessed up.
Yeah. What is this?
Right, we've got a lanyard, which looks like a carabiner, but yeah, those attached to, I think, the thing that goes up. There's like a wire. I mean, you'll see it all in a bit anyway, but yeah, all sorted.
I don't mind how we want to do that.
Right, so after having been harnessed up, we split it into two groups. So one group will go up the lift hill, takes around about 25-30 minutes, I think he said. Another group, which is us, gets to have a look at the operational cabin, the maintenance bay, that sort of thing as well, and get a full kind of talk and tour of that. So I'll show you that first, and then we'll do the climb last.
We'll start off quickly here. A little nod is that we have now changed our easy access fast track system with the station. Used to be the left hand side, used to queue. We now queue on the right hand side. And it creates like a shock absorb. You can actually feel it a little bit when you're down by the main entrance.
Well, there's loads of photo opportunities here as well. So we've had a full tour of obviously the maintenance bay, up into the ops cabin. Unfortunately, that's all stuff I can't show you, but obviously that's for security reasons. Makes perfect sense. Our tour guide Jake and also Josh as well, they've been fantastic so far too. And overall, it's very informative. There's a lot to learn here. You get a bit of a snapshot into the history of it, but also, you know, into kind of the modern day with its transformation as well. Really good so far. Right, we're just making our way then now up to the other side of the station because you kind of got to go down and under to go back up again. Can't cross over the train. And we'll be going to lift hill. So yeah, looking forward to doing this. It's time to climb. Let's go.
Yeah. Carabiner ready to rock. Okay. Right. You want to slide forward for me, mate? Welcome to the transfer track. And very oddly, we have our maintenance bay at the front of the ride, not at the rear. Goldrush has theirs very awkwardly halfway through the ride cycle. Right, so this is where... You see how I'm connected on both ends of it right now? Yeah? So I'm now connected here, I'm now going to unconnect here, and I am now all safe to...
So if you've ever wondered, the reason you got these is because these connect to those and they basically slide on this.
There you go.
And then you reconnect on that one, so you got two. This is the second one now. There you are.
I have been in there, and it is part of our water course. And they turned it into a family park with attractions.
Right, so we're about halfway up now, and the views you're getting from up here are absolutely fantastic. As you can see, right across the park there. But I mean, it's worth doing it just for this perspective, unless you're actually kind of looking sideways as you go up the ride here, is pretty unique really, because you've actually got time to enjoy it, and that's the most important thing.
And just behind Bounty, you can just see a castle. Okay. If you want to stop, so you can take photos at any point. Obviously, 120-foot lift hill. May not seem like a lot, okay, but it is a local landmark. In there, we do have the classic Zamperla powered coaster, known as Jormungandr.
If you're afraid of heights, you might want to look away now. 120 foot straight down. Well, we've reached the top, and it's quite a view, as you can see. It's incredible. And we also get a bit more information about the park from sort of Jake as well, and history as well, which is awesome.
Just pull it back, and you're up. Come on, there you go.
You missed the spot. That's quite a drop, is that? But you go from aquamarine, it's white, to blue.
So, any questions from up here? Anyone got?
All right, well, we've literally made it as far up the lift hill as we can possibly go, because we've basically gone over the crest of it and down onto where the lift motor is, which I'll give you a sneaky peek at in a minute. But yeah, the views up here are incredible, and I could stand up here all day looking at it, and unfortunately I'm not allowed to do that. But it's been nice doing it, and if you are thinking about doing this, of course we'll wrap this up properly when we get down there. So far, I would definitely recommend it.
So mind your step as you come down, all right? So
we're back on the ground. Well, kind of, sort of.
Perfect. Right, what we'll do is we'll head back round.
I've got to say, out of all of it, that was by far the best part for me personally. I mean, It was very insightful, but the views up there are just second to none. Just like that, we're all de-harnessed, and yeah, tour's done. So that was absolutely cracking. They're going to wrap this up now, and then I'll share my final thoughts very, very shortly.
Use the hashtag, as we like to call it, wave from the wave.
And time to head out and wrap this up. Buggy cred. Got to say, getting a lift to the hotel in a buggy wasn't on my tick list for today, but I'll take it. And as if by magic, I'm back at the hotel. Right, wrap the video up here. Right, so I just want to start off by saying a huge thank you to Josh and Jake for tonight, because you've really genuinely made it incredibly interesting. I'm not just saying that, I love Drayton Manor, and actually hearing all of the history about the wave and little kind of nods to sort of Shockwave and stuff like that, it's all things I didn't know. So that was quite cool. Someone's in a rush. On top of that as well, it was a decent length experience. It's actually ended up lasting around about 2 hours in the end. It said an hour and a half to maybe an hour and 3/4, and it's now 8 o'clock. So yeah, it genuinely, you get to see everything pretty much. It's a shame I couldn't kind of show you sort of inside the op cabin and inside the maintenance bay, stuff like that. But again, you know, security stuff and things like that. But suffice it to say, there is a lot to see on that tour. Not only that, but when you get to go up the lift hill, you get to take in the views from different sections. So you stop halfway up, and you also kind of stop up the top. You obviously go over the crest and down onto where the lift hill motor is. That's not something I was expecting to do, so that was really, really cool. So there's a lot of positives with it, but let's talk about the negatives, because this, of course, is something brand new for Drayton Manor. It's something they've only just started doing as of a good few weeks ago. And Jake really is the mind behind all this. So Jake's done an amazing job getting all this off the ground. And there is more to come apparently as well, so that's really exciting. There is a few, however, negatives with it. The first of which is that it's incredibly confusing to book. Now, you can't just kind of go onto the website, go through kind of the wave walk track sort of page thing and book it through that. You've got to go through the process of booking a ticket to then choose it as an extra to then book it that way. It's pretty confusing, if I'm honest. So all of that, and they are aware of that, it needs streamlining. It needs, so you can literally go onto one page, click, book it, that sort of thing. Secondly, you don't get pass holder discount on it like a lot of other parks do. So again, that's a good incentive for people to want to kind of book onto that tour. However, having said that, it's still well worth the £100 that you pay. There's a lot of stuff in there you're going to only find out that way. You know, it's a very unique kind of intimate experience. Thirdly, you don't get a certificate at the end, unfortunately, and again, that is something that I would love to see kind of happen moving forwards. So again, you know, something like that as well. And there was a fourth point. I'll come back to that in a second. But overall, it's been a cracking experience. Really, really enjoyed that. Something, again, very, very unique. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they actually do moving forwards in terms of these kind of experiences. And if you are in the park and you are kind of on site and you fancy doing it yourself, it runs every Saturday as a rule. Again, full details and obviously the links in the description below as well. And overall, yeah, that fourth thing is not coming back to me. So if you have enjoyed this video and you do want to see more stuff like this, because we will be doing more tours, more behind the scenes, stuff like that, make sure that you do hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to avoid missing out. And if you have enjoyed this video in particular, I'd love it if you can smash that like button to let me know. But for myself, Joe, here at Drayton Manor, this is Theme Park Insanity, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.